of surface level conversations, where we take the conversations that you have behind closed doors, you know, those deep conversations, and we actually bring them to the surface so that everyone can understand it, right? It's me, your favorite host, Indy, aka It's Goddess to You, and I am back with another episode. This episode in particular, I'm talking to everybody, okay? I'm talking to everybody because we need healing. We need some healing. And when I say that, I mean we as in our women. There's a lot of things that, like a lot of traumas that our women, including me, have been through that we have not completely healed from, which is causing a lot of issues within our lives. We are having failed businesses, failed relationships after relationships after relationships. We are having failed friendships. We are having failed just like jobs. We're having failed events. Like, everything's just failing for us due to the fact that we are not completely healed. And a lot of times the healing is a community type of thing in order to assist. Like, when you see something wrong with someone, we need to reach out and say, hey, are you good? Hey, are you straight, sis? Hey, sis, like, have you tried to read this book? Or anything of that nature. I'm going to talk to y'all about my healing journey today. It's going to be brief, but I'm going to talk to y'all about my healing journey. And then if you have any questions, we can go from there. And I just want to start off with my healing journey, because then the next episode, we'll talk more about, what you can do to heal as well. So, just a brief background. I have, encountered a lot within my life. A lot of different scenarios within my life that are not ideal. And I have attracted a lot of different people that I should not have attracted or entertained. And this has caused me a lot of drama. Not drama, but trauma. And drama. A lot of drama and trauma. I realized that I needed to heal when it was a point I felt like I couldn't take it anymore. I couldn't take being on this earthly planet anymore. I started with books. Maybe not the best books, because one of my books was, two of them, The Unlearn and Learn. The Unlearn is called Unlearn, and it's by, I think he called himself The Poet. So, it's a great book. So, it started with that book, and then it ended up being something called The Greatest You, which was another good book. And with that, I started deep diving into working on myself and self-healing. Yes, I did go to therapy. Yes, I did talk to them people because I needed to. I needed an outlet, I needed someone to talk to, and I needed a place to start. Did therapy help me? Yes, it did tremendously, because therapy actually helped me look inside of me, and it helped me to see where everything happened, which at some point in time in our childhood, we have encountered not so ideal situations that have caused trauma. And that trauma continued to build. That trauma was never released. And that trauma is what created other scenarios within our lives that was definitely not ideal, that kept on being on top of that trauma. So during my childhood, I was not completely healed. I was not completely honest. It was a lot. And it was things that I needed to be honest about so that I could get help. I'll talk about that sooner than later one day. Who knows? So, fast forward. Therapy. Found out where my age was 7. My age was 7. Things happened. Boom. I also figured out what it was that I felt and that I carried into my adulthood, which was not being safe. No one helping me, no one hearing me, no one seeing me. It made me feel like I'm trying to think. we're gonna stick with safe. Which caused me to be a people pleaser. I'm still working on the people pleasing thing, because a lot of times when you're a people pleaser, I'm always wanting to help people, always not wanting to make anyone feel any type of way, not wanting to hurt anybody, wanting to be there for people, and just always wanting to weigh on people hand and foot. And when I say people, I mean like family and friends, the people who I love so dearly, significant others, things like that. Not only that, but it also caused me to be an over lover, overthinker, overdoer, over observer. Like, I'm just over the top, point blank, period. And that's because I felt like I was not fully loved. I wasn't fully thought about. I wasn't fully seen, because I felt like if I was seen, then people should have known things that may have occurred within my life. So, being that, and me figuring out, okay, these are two things that I have carried into my adulthood, right? I am now able to kind of get a hold of it, but it's still like the overthinker. I'm just that. I'm an overthinker. Like, it ain't nothing. And sometimes it can be good and sometimes it can be bad. But let's keep going. So during therapy, those type of things came out as well, which there is some pros and there's some cons to every situation. Like, the pros for the overthinking and just being over the top, I'm going to call it over the top, and then the pros to the people pleaser, and then there's the cons, because there's too much like that goes on with some of those things, especially when it's with the wrong person, or when it can be overwhelming to other people, right? So, needless to say, fast forward, went to therapy, got to a point to where I'm like, okay, I know that I'm in this dark place. I can talk to this person, but this still isn't helping me. So now it's my turn to take everything into my hands. So being in that dark place, I was able to sit there and I was able to do some reading. I started getting into my spiritual journey of meditation. I started to learn about chakras. I started to learn about meditating. I started to learn about the wounded woman. I started to do affirmations, so I started to learn about affirmations and things like that. I would write on my mirror affirmations every day, because at one point I didn't love myself. I thought that I was one of the most ugliest beings on the planet. Like, it was a point where I was breaking mirrors when I looked at them. Like, not me personally, but physically, like breaking a mirror because I'm so mad because I didn't like the person who was in that mirror. So I started doing my affirmations, saying them to myself every day, until I started to believe it. And I would say it 3 times a day, 3 times at a time. So basically, morning, noon, night, I say these affirmations 3 times, and they're written. Ouch. And they're written. Or they're in my phone, or, whatever the case may be. So I'm doing this. And whenever I felt down and out, whenever I felt like I just don't feel like myself, I would do these affirmations. These affirmations is what helped pull me out of this little dark era of not actually loving myself. I went on a binge of not actually dating a man, like having a man that I was into or dating or talking to for 7 months. Could have been longer, but 7 months. I'm not gonna lie, it was 7 months. But it was times that I spent with myself. So I dated myself. The first date I ever went on was a Mexican restaurant. I was by myself. And I ended up going on live in that restaurant. Like, I sat there, I was at the table by myself, y'all. It was so uncomfortable. I was at the table by myself, and I went on live, and I was talking to everybody, and he was like, well, I had some friends that was like, I could have came. I was like, no, this is for me. So I got off the live, and I finished eating. And I sat there, and I was like, darn, this is weird. Like, what do I do now? So I done been to the movies by myself. I done been out to bars and everything, just going places by myself, getting to know me. Going to the lake and writing. So I started journaling. I used to write poetry. I did a lot. So these are all the steps that I was taking for my healing. Just knowing like, okay, this is how I feel today. What can I write down? So I would write stuff. I even wrote like a short story type of deal. It was a lot. And I would see it and I'd be like, dang. Like starting to, and I got out the victim mindset too. Cause I had to understand like, I'm not a victim. I'm not a victim. I can't allow myself to be a victim. I'm not. I'm a survivor. That's what I am. I'm a survivor. I have survived so much in my life. And I look at it like, no, I'm a survivor. These things that came into my life, that I welcomed into my life, at the time, it felt like, oh my God, why is this happening to me? Why is this happening to me? Why is this happening to me? But everything happened for me. Because now I meet women all the time that needs my assistance and I can always help them. I'm always able to talk them through stuff, point them to the right books. It's so much things that I'm able to do. So, needless to say, I went through that process. I was abstinent as well. So I wasn't celibate. I had sex. I can't be celibate, but I can be abstinent. So I was abstaining from sex. I went on binges away from social media, came back, went on binges away from social media, came back. So I was doing a lot of different things. I started following people that I would watch, like different type of podcasts and things like that. This is when I didn't even know there was podcasts, it was videos, and I was just looking at self-help videos. I feel like my journey with the spiritual, like my spiritual journey, like with the meditation and understanding how the mind works, the universe, nature, things like that, it started to assist me. I met somebody who actually guided me to some great books. The first book I ever read that he had told me to read was The Mastery of Love. So it assisted me with knowing what love was. And I noticed that, darn, a lot of the things and a lot of people, including me, used to work with ego. Like I was in ego all the time. This is like my ego. So started reading those type of books and getting into those type of books. He pointed me to 19 Keys. I got in tune with 19 Keys, was like dedicated to 19 Keys, Billy Carson, Dr. B series. I'm talking about like on it, 3-hour episodes, 10-hour classes. Like I'm doing it, baby. Like who cares? Like easy. So that was another thing, and like just doing the self work and learning more about myself and being honest with myself and bringing the shadow parts out of me and having to live with the shadow parts, knowing that, okay, I'm not perfect, but I'm working on it. So these are the things that I was doing in order to assist me with what I needed assistance with, which is healing. Healing, what a lot of people don't understand is healing is not a destination. Just like happiness is not a destination. Healing and happiness is not a destination. If you think it's a destination, you're going to be miserable your entire life. You're never going to heal. Healing and happiness is not a destination. There is not one person on this earth that is happy 24/7, 365. It's not. There's something that's going to cause you to be unhappy, or have a different emotion outside of happiness, and then you're back on that journey to happiness. That is a way of life. Like you continuously chase the happiness. What makes you happy? 5 things that make you happy. During my healing, I actually had to figure out 5 things that made me happy that was outside of my children and my spirituality. So I had to find 5 things that literally made me happy. I didn't figure those things out till I was about 31. 31, okay? So I had to find myself, y'all. I lost who India was. I lost who I was. I'm talking about kept on running to the same person over and over again. Dating the same person over and over. And I'm not saying the same person. I'm talking about it was the same person in a different body. Okay? There was something wrong with that. What am I doing? What am I doing? And then it's not even aligning with me, y'all. It's not even aligning with me. It was causing more traumas. Outside of that, healing. Healing is also a journey. That's a journey. It's gonna always be something. You're gonna feel like you're healed. And then you get into a relationship and you get triggered and you're like, oh shit, I'm not healed. God darn it, that just triggered me. Like, okay, there's something else to work on. Oh shit, that's something else to work on. It's so much. So you gotta understand, like, that healing is an ongoing process and happiness is a journey. Boom. That's what it is. And when you figure that out, you're gonna do great. You're gonna do great. So you're gonna get healed from different things, and then something else is may happen. You may lose a family member. Now you're grieving and you're healing from that. My house burned down in October. Y'all, me and my kids came home to a nothing. We didn't have nothing but what was on our backs. I was at work, they were at school, thank God, but I lost so much stuff, like so much stuff that I could not ever get back. So much things that are sentimental to me. Like, still sometimes grieve it to this day because it still hurts. I have none of my children, especially not my oldest son who will be 16. I don't have no baby pictures. That may seem like it's little to y'all. No, it's big to me. So guess what? Now that's another thing that I gotta heal from. There's gonna be things consistently that may cause you a little bit of trauma that you're gonna have to heal from. I don't care how strong you are. There's gonna be something. Losing money. You could be on a point where I got this money. Okay, boom, boom, boom. I got all this. This is what I'm gonna do with it. And then all of a sudden it's gone. Now you back to square one. That's trauma. You know what I'm saying? You're growing each and every day. Hopefully y'all are. So guess what happens? When you growing, you start to shed some leaves and stuff in your season. Them leaves could be family. They could be friends that you never thought that you could part ways from. And you got to part ways. Boom. Now you got to heal from that too. Failed relationships happen every day. People losing their job, that happens every day. You got to heal. It's going to continuously be that way. But when you get the process down of healing, then you're able to do better, be better, see better, act better, all that other type of stuff. And it won't be such a harsh thing on you. It just won't. My healing process is still going. I haven't mastered it, but I know how to assist people with it. I know how to talk to you about it. And there's a lot of things that I haven't been through that I got to heal from. And that I have healed from. There's new shit that just came up and I'm like, darn, I got to heal from that too. God dang. Here we go again. But I can guarantee you one thing. I'm very happy. I'm very healthy. I love myself. Like, literally, I love me. So now, a lot of things that I find that's not for me, I'm like, dang, this ain't for me. I got to walk away from it. So I have the strength now. Because I love me so much, I have the strength now. Because I've healed so much, I have the strength now to get up and be like, all right, thank you, deuces. I want us to heal, especially as women. A lot of times we may not feel like we've been heard. We may feel like we've been misunderstood. It's so hard being a woman in this day and age. It is. Because no one has feelings anymore. Sorry, no one has feelings anymore. No one has morals or values anymore. Everybody's so willing to share. Everybody's so willing to just give themselves up. That's traumatic. For a woman that has morals, for a woman who has values, for a woman who is sacred, who don't want to share, who's not okay with sharing, who has emotions and has feelings, and sometimes get too emotional and don't know how to say what they got to say. Like, it be hard. It be so hard. Look, finna cry. Emotions. But it do, because it's like, Dang. In this world, what do? We survive. We heal. We thrive. And we keep going. I can't wait to have more talks with everyone. Women, men, everything. Surface level conversations is going to be big. And for those who are following me, who's watching me, who's liking and sharing everything, thank you so much. I want to make another episode of this, but I want y'all to ask me questions. I want y'all to comment. And I also want y'all to tell me what y'all want to talk about. Tell me some things that you feel like you haven't healed from so I can answer them for you. Engage with me. Talk to me. I'm sending love, y'all. And I'm here to help. I'm here to break down things that you never thought you would understand. I'm here to have the deep conversations and make it so comfortable for you. Because this is a safe space. I wish somebody would run up on a comment the wrong way. I wish somebody would try to judge. This is a non-judgment zone. We don't judge here. We don't hold nothing over nobody's head. We're here to help. I'm here to help. I want to keep on having these conversations. I just need y'all help to assist me with having these conversations. So talk to me. Share with your family and your friends. Comment. Like. Subscribe. Turn on your notifications. Share. And when you share, tag Bosses and Brunches. That's what you tag. Bosses and Brunches. I'm Bosses and Brunches on Instagram. If I haven't told y'all before. Literally, Bosses and Brunches on Instagram. You're going to find me in an orange too. Okay? So, y'all, make sure y'all follow me. Make sure y'all are, if you're sharing, tag it. Tag Bosses and Brunches on TikTok too. And let's build this community together. I hope y'all enjoyed this brief conversation, this surface level conversation. Again, it's me, Andy, aka It's Goddess to you. I hope y'all enjoyed it. And I hope y'all have an amazing day. Peace, love, and light.